What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlemania here, back with another video. Vince McMahon has never been afraid to try his hand at branching out beyond the ring. As we shall see, however, Vince McMahon does not have the Midas touch. Here are 10 of Vince McMahon's biggest financial fails outside the ring. Number 1. Evel Knievel's Snake River Canyon jump. There's little question Vincent Kennedy McMahon was a visionary, but in this case, he had the right idea at the wrong time when he tried to profit off of daredevil Evel Knievel's SkyCycle X2 rocket sled jump over Snake River Canyon on the 8th of September 1974. Knievel had originally tried to sell the event to ABC Sports, but when they refused, Knievel turned to a group of investors, including Vince McMahon. Vince hyped the show for closed-circuit television, only for the event to flop. The idea of broadcasting a spectacular event to a large audience would prove successful, i.e. Wrestlemania, but not here. The stunt was botched when the SkyCycle's parachute deployed prematurely. While some stories state Vince McMahon's dad was behind the WWF's participation, bankruptcy records for Vince and Linda McMahon show them taking a loss for the event. Number 2. Cape Cod Buccaneers hockey team. While Vince McMahon worked for years as an announcer in his father's WWF and WWF, he would have to wait until 1983 before he purchased Capital Sports. In the meantime, he purchased minor league hockey team the Cape Cod Buccaneers in 1981 for a reported $15,000. He owned the Cape Cod Coliseum and housed the Buccaneers there. The Buccaneers played in the short-lived Atlantic Coast Hockey League. When the league had financial problems, it cancelled its postseason, leading to McMahon folding his team. Perhaps this explains McMahon creating the character, the hockey-themed wrestler, the Goon. Number 3. The WBF. Given the WWF's roster of roided-out monsters and Vinnie Mac's love of pumping iron, it probably made sense to start a bodybuilding federation. Vince created the World Bodybuilding Federation, an organization that would host its own bodybuilding events, but incorporate the WWF storytelling strengths and showmanship into weekly programming, showcasing the lives and struggles of bodybuilders. However, the niche sport of bodybuilding with a pro wrestling entertainment twist didn't catch on. Instead, it bled money, reportedly losing as much as $200,000 a month. Author Angie Peterson Calbera estimated the WBF lost about $15 million. On July 15, 1992, McMahon finally gave up on the federation. Number 4. ICO Pro. We've discussed this one before, but it bears repeating. When Vince McMahon launched the WBF, he launched his own line of bodybuilding supplements, known as ICO Pro, short for Integrated Condition Program. McMahon cross-promoted ICO Pro in the WWF, shoving the products down fans' throats by showing ICO Pro banners at WWF events and featuring vignettes with various WWF superstars using ICO Pro before their workouts. If what we've heard about ICO Pro is true, it had to be shoved down people's throats, as no one in their right mind wanted to ingest the near-toxic substance. Mr. Perfect's son Curtis Axel reportedly drank it during football practice only to get a bad case of diarrhea. Number 5. The XFL. If Vince McMahon is going to do something, he's going to do it big. In this case, his attempt to rival the National Football League turned into one of the biggest fumbles in sports history, as Vince McMahon's dream of his own football league crashed on takeoff. With NBC executive Dick Ebersol reportedly looking for a way to escape the ever-increasing costs of airing the NFL, he partnered with McMahon, giving the upstart league a chance. However, the XFL didn't click with football fans, with some wondering whether the games were as predetermined as WWF matches, and others simply dismissing the athletes as NFL rejects and has-beens. Despite its agreement to give the XFL 2 seasons, NBC cut its losses, with both NBC and the WWF reportedly losing $35 million each. Number 6. WWF New York. No doubt inspired by the success of themed restaurants and bars such as the Hard Rock Cafe and Planet Hollywood, the WWF opened WWF New York in late 1999, just months after rival WCW opened its Nitro Grill in Las Vegas. Located at 1501 Broadway in Times Square, WWF New York featured appearances by WWF superstars, and Sunday Night Heat aired from the restaurant from late October 2000 to early 2002. The restaurant was even featured in the Invasion angle when WCW's Chris Kanyon took it over for a week, renaming it The Alliance. While WWF New York, later renamed The World, never caught on, it outlasted both the Nitro Grill and WCW itself. In 2003, Linda McMahon announced that WWE was closing the restaurant to focus on global efforts, i.e. making money instead of losing it. The restaurant, funnily enough, has now become a Hard Rock cafe. Number 7. WWE Niagara Falls. The thought of a WWE themed retail store wasn't a bad idea at the time. The store opened in 2002 and featured a slew of WWE merchandise as well as signing appearances by WWE superstars. The store is arguably best remembered for its amusement ride, the 220-foot drop tower known as the Pile Driver. On March 31, 2011, WWE Niagara Falls was scheduled to close down and ceased operations. The store was taken over by the Niagara Brewing Company, who had the ride dismantled. Number 8. WWF Casino. In 1998, the WWF was finally on top, winning the Monday Night War and expanding into other businesses. That year, the WWF bought the 193-room Debbie Reynolds Hotel and Casino at a bankruptcy auction, looking to turn it into a WWF-themed resort and casino. However, by 2000, things just hadn't worked out and the company ended up selling the property. In a 2000 interview, WWF spokesperson Jude Everhart said, "After we bought it, we realized it just wouldn't meet our expectations of being able to provide our brand of entertainment on the right scale, so we decided to sell it. We have no immediate plans to purchase other property in Las Vegas, but I couldn't rule that out." Number 9. Linda McMahon Senate Races. Linda McMahon made not one, but 2 attempts to win a United States Senate seat in Connecticut, running unsuccessfully both times. According to his CNBC article, the McMahon spent over $90 million for the 2 campaigns. Her political aspirations ultimately panned out as WWE Hall of Famer and US President Donald Trump appointed her to run the Small Businesses Administration in 2017. And number 10. Not buying the UFC. It's difficult to imagine, but the Ultimate Fighting Championship was once available to the WWF for an attractive price. Details are murky, but Shane McMahon is rumored to have lobbied hard for the WWF to purchase the MMA promotion in 2000. Some claim Vince McMahon was uncertain if people would take the UFC seriously given the WWF's worked nature, while others claim Vince McMahon didn't see MMA as marketable. History would prove him wrong, and the UFC has gone on to eclipse the WWE in terms of popularity. Well guys, there you have it, 10 of Vince McMahon's biggest failures outside the world of wrestling. Were there any we missed out? Be sure to leave your comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, turn notifications on, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.